Welcome back, guys. So today I'm going to talk about anxiety digestive symptoms. Okay, I haven't made a video about this in a long time, so I thought I'd talk about that today. Had quite a few of them. I might miss a couple here. Since there's so many of them, it's going to probably be easy to miss a couple. But I want you guys to go down below in the comment section just in order to relate with somebody else and maybe make their day and make them feel less alone. I want you to put your 5 top digestive symptoms. There might be a symptom down there that somebody else is like, oh my God, I thought I was the only one, right? Some of you may hear some of those symptoms in this video. You are not alone, and that's the first step to getting better, is finding that out. It's not everything, but that's how you get the ball rolling, in terms of recovery and management. So I had digestive symptoms probably from the beginning to the end of my 5-year journey. On and off, sometimes chronic and constant. It just depended on how bad my anxiety was. But it really correlated with the level of my anxiety. I mean, regardless of what else was going on or what disease I was fearing, the worse my anxiety was, the worse my stomach felt, okay? And this happened very early on whenever I was having panic attacks. I had panic disorder throughout this process. The first 2.5 years were just terrible with the panic attacks. And since that's the highest level of anxiety that you're gonna have, it would wreak havoc with my digestive symptoms. So, all right, so we're gonna run through these, okay? I think I'm gonna start up high and then work my way down. So GERD, heartburn, acid reflux, just different levels to it. GERD is the most advanced stage of that. I had some issues on and off with heartburn and GERD and stuff before. I think it's just genetic for me. Started in high school and everything, but whenever I had anxiety disorder, it really enhanced it. Anywhere from just having mild heartburn to just having that full burning sensation after I would have a meal. Heavy carb meals would do this, saucy meals, chili, things like that, like spaghetti, those kind of things. Like, I had to get away from that stuff to get better. I'm gonna give you a remedy here in a minute to hopefully help you with that. But it would be really, really bad sometimes at night. I would wake up with that. You guys, if you have it, you know what I'm talking about. You wake up like choking, right, on acid, right? Because it creeps up in the bottom of your throat. That flap can open up whenever you're laying down, and then it comes and it wakes you up. It's a rude awakening. I would wake up, hurry up, turn over, start gagging, and try to run to the sink before I would start to either throw up or just in case I was going to throw up. And then that would just mess with me for the next hour. It was hard to sleep after that. My throat would be sore. I'd have blood vessels in my face popped, basically from coughing so hard or having to mildly throw up or whatever. Horrible feeling. All right, something that I want you guys to try in addition to checking out your diet, right? Getting away from the heavy carbs, the sauces, the stuff, the stuff that causes you heartburn. But something that you can do is check out apple cider vinegar. Get the organic one with the mother. Bragg's has a good brand. Heinz is another one. You can find it at your grocery store for like $3 for a bottle like this. Get you 2 teaspoons every morning on an empty stomach. Mix it in with a full glass of water. I'm not saying take that straight or anything like that, or take a shot of it. 2 teaspoons in a full glass of water. You can put in some lemon, drink it with a straw because it can be hard on your teeth, and then brush your teeth right after. All right, on an empty stomach. Whenever I did that, my heartburn went away. Okay, I'm not promising that that's gonna just wipe everything away, but a ton of people that I've recommended this to, either on this channel or through coaching, it has helped them, okay? So it could be you. So that helped out, and it was so cheap. I was on medications for my heartburn, you name it, okay? That cleared it up for me, but also work on your diet. So heartburn and stuff. I would also confuse this with chest pain and all this stuff. It would make me feel like I was having a heart attack, so it fueled into my cardiophobia. Moving down, just general stomach pains and cramps. I had a lot of issues with gas, okay? And just like with the acid reflux, whenever you have a lot of anxiety, you're gonna produce a lot more acid. So I'll go ahead and mention that since we moved on from that, but you're also gonna produce a lot more gas, okay? And then gas is either gonna come up or it's gonna go down, unfortunately, right? But it has to come out, right? But you're gonna produce more gas. Until it comes up or comes out, it's gonna be trapped in here, right? And if you have excessive gas trapped, it's gonna cause stomach cramping in your intestines. It's just painful. It's just painful, and I hated that feeling. And then the stomach growling that comes with either digestion of your food or from gas moving around, Mine was primarily from gas moving around. So it'd be loud. It was embarrassing to me. So stomach growling was something that I would have a lot of as well. Diarrhea was a huge one, so inconvenient because I was having diarrhea multiple times a day for a couple years in the beginning as panic attacks really, fueled that. Whenever you're in fight or flight mode, guys, I mean, it brings truth to like scare the shit out of you because you're in fight or flight, your body's trying to survive. Diarrhea is a way of getting rid of excess waste or weight to help you fight, you know what I mean? Or to run away better, right? Your body's trying to get rid of everything so you can be more effective with fighting or running. Digestion, and this is for all these symptoms, digestion is not a priority whenever your body's in fight or flight or whenever you're super anxious. It's not a priority. Messes with blood flow, function, all of that stuff. So diarrhea, I would have this first thing in the morning. Once my panic attacks would start in, I would have to go run and sit on the toilet. There's nothing worse than thinking that you're having a heart attack and thinking that you're dying and having diarrhea at the same time. I was so afraid somebody was gonna find me in there passed out or dead with that situation to take care of. So I would have this multiple times a day. Traveling, it would happen because I would just have a nervous stomach. So and just me hoping that it wouldn't happen would make it happen. Same thing with all these digestive symptoms, even things like heartburn. You can manifest that. Stomach pain, cramping, gas, diarrhea, that right there, I'm telling you, you just wanting it to not happen can make it happen, right? So we have to change our perspective. We got to let go of control. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen, right? Don't hope it's not going to happen, or don't just wish it away, or don't spend so much time anticipating it. You know what I mean? And I know that's hard. Just try to focus on letting go of control. If I gotta use the restroom when I get somewhere, I'm gonna go. Instead of like, I hope I ain't gotta use the restroom when I get there. You know what I mean? I get it. It sucks. It can be embarrassing. But yeah, I would have to go diarrhea at the house. If I had to go somewhere, it was like I would sometimes have to ask to stop at a gas station or something. It sucked, but I had to do what I had to do. Anytime we would go to a store, that was one of the first things that I had to do whenever I got there. And it sucks whenever you're going to a friend's house or something like that, and the first thing you got to do is go use the bathroom. So that was something that, I would have. Also, on the flip side, because anxiety can kind of like mess with our blood flow, I would also have constipation. So it was usually one or the other, okay? Either diarrhea, if I was having panic attacks, and if I wasn't having a ton of panic or anticipatory anxiety or a big thing that was going to cause me anxiety, in between, it felt like I was always constipated. So dealing with that was no fun. It didn't help that I dealt with chronic constipation as a child, so it enhanced that as well. Nausea and vomiting, okay? Some of you are throwing up due to your nausea. Nausea might be the worst digestive symptom other than the pain that you get from all the other issues like the gas and the diarrhea and constipation and stuff. Because there's just really, it's just hard to feel motivated to do anything when you feel sick to your stomach, and some of you are getting this before you have to go somewhere, or if you got this thing at work that's coming up. Some of you just have it all day, and some of you have to be on nausea medication. I hope that that's helping. I hope that working on other areas of your anxiety can help with that. Hopefully diet changes can help with that. I wasn't nauseous 24/7, so I'm not gonna act like I know what that feels like to constantly be nauseous. That wasn't my main squeeze when it came to digestive symptoms. I had more of the pain, the gas, the heartburn, the diarrhea kind of stuff, but I've talked to tons of people that deal with nausea, so you are not alone. Try to get a medication that can help you with that because I can only imagine trying to do exposure and trying to exercise and trying to do all these other things, and you have constant nausea that can lead to throwing up. If you are dealing with that, you're not alone. That's a pretty horrible symptom to deal with. Hiccups is another one of those small ones that people don't think about, especially if you're panicking and you're breath conscious and everything like that. You're trying to mechanically breathe. A lot of times we're taking in a lot more air than we realize, and we're breathing faster. Some of us are hyperventilating like me whenever I would have panic attacks. So that air gets trapped. It doesn't help with your pain or any of that. But also it can cause hiccups. And I didn't just have like, mom would be like, that kind of deal. like they would sound annoying. I wasn't trying to do it, was just how my body would do it. And I can't tell you how many times I would sit down to eat my dinner, and after a few bites, I would have that. And then you mix in the heartburn. But I would get these almost every day, sometimes multiple times a day. And it was just from extra air that I would take in. So hiccups were one of those that was really, really annoying. And then heartburn also would lead to my hiccups. So the hyperventilation, faster breathing, taking in more air, that can lead to that. And also with these symptoms, guys, some of you are having them and you know that they're anxiety, right? But for some of you, you're worried about stomach cancer, colon cancer, digestive cancer. The best thing that you can do is just to go get checked out and get some things ruled out first, right? That's the first step to getting the ball rolling, is to get some of that reassurance and then start working on everything else, like changing your diet, working out, doing your exposure, changing your lifestyle up, all the things that you need to do for eventual recovery. But the first step is to get checked out. And I'm not here to play your doctor. I'm just trying to relate with some of you and let you know that you're not alone. And these are the symptoms that I dealt with. But I went through so many different stages of worrying about different diseases. It was really hard for me to wrap my mind around the fact that anxiety can do some of these things and cause some of this stuff. It was not fun dealing with these symptoms. And these are just digestive symptoms. I'm not even talking about all the heart symptoms and the things like headaches and tremors, and just your whole body, right, is being affected by anxiety. But the brain-gut connection is very, very strong. I would encourage all of you guys to look into probiotics, whether that be maybe one for those of you that just want to start out, maybe a store-bought one, but eventually maybe trying to find something online that you can, where you can send something off and they can test your gut, and then they'll make you a specific type of probiotic. There's a few companies out there that you can search probably, or just look up personalized probiotics. That can help, you know what I mean? That can help out as well. Making sure that you take vitamins, make sure that you are eating healthy. I would recommend somewhat of like a keto style lifestyle type of diet. I'm not saying you have to be strict keto, but that worked for me. And a lot of people that I talked to that have kind of tried to eat that way and cut down on some of the carbs, it's been helpful. But plenty of meat, fish, chicken, vegetables, things like that. I wasn't a huge fruit eater, but for some of you, maybe you want to mix in some fruits. Also, something for some of you guys to think about is intermittent fasting. I know that helped me as well. So that's still something that I practice to this day. There's different forms of that. I'm not going to spend the whole video talking about that either, but look up intermittent fasting. Give your gut a break. Some of you are eating just around the clock, you know what I mean? And I know another deal with anxiety can be appetite loss, also leading to weight loss. So that's another symptom I guess I didn't, think about mentioning. I was more so the binge eater. I wanted the comfort food to make me feel better, if I was feeling down or sad or depressed or anxious. So I was the overeater. So I luckily I didn't gain weight. I had a fast metabolism back then. But if you're dealing with appetite loss, try to think of the easiest ways that you can get your calories, guys. Protein shakes are probably the easiest way to get that in. But for more help with your recovery, guys, I've already went longer on this video. Check out my course, ELITE Anxiety Bootcamp. It's going to go through all the steps that I went through, from the mindset change to the routine to the foundation to the perspective changes that you need to recover from anxiety disorder. It took me a while, but I made that course so I could compile everything and put it in order step by step so it could help you guys out. Very affordable too. So check that out. I'm gonna put that down below in the description and in the first pinned comment. My coaching information, I know I mentioned that a couple times on this video. I do that. My information for that is down below as well. Please heart this video. Like this video if you got value, and subscribe if you're new. I will talk to you soon, guys. Bye.